Hola tribe! Welcome to the House of Kai. I hope you are wonderful. Today we have a medicine oracle read for December 10th. And yeah, the dates don't really matter, but it is what it is. If you're not part of the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. That is something I need to remind myself to say all the time. So I apologize. I'd love to hear your feedback and communication of, yeah, if you like the medicine and the read and what's going on in your life. If that which I am speaking holds truth to the vibration of the world in which you're experiencing. Yeah. So let's see. I apologize. The lighting has been a little odd. I'm trying a new spot in the house. I simply love my artwork that's behind me and kind of wanted to share it. I don't know if you can see my little dragons. All right, so let's see. Medicine of the day for the tribe, medicine of the day for the tribe. So I'll do my best not to look down, even though I kind of have to look down. And I'm noticing that's messing with the lighting, but work in progress, y'all. Work in progress. So let's see. Today's medicine. Where are we? Where is the tribe at? What do they need to know? Oh my goodness. Divine might, fortitude. That is the truth. That is the truth. We are progressing forward. This new, the eclipse that will be taking place on 12/21 will be moving us forward at a exponential rate. I believe there's another something going on in the next couple of days. Forgive me, I don't remember exactly what it is, but I believe there's some sort of moon shift that I should probably know more about, happening on the 14th or so. Yeah. The energy behind this card is showing me that we must be present with ourselves, right? That it is okay to be standing at attention. What does that mean? Being present. You know, when I think of the phrase at attention, it almost feels very militant to me. And there's something quite precious about that energy. The clean nature of militant is one who is present. And it's not even present with their surroundings as much as present with themselves and how their surroundings are affecting them, right? So oftentimes when you think, well, oftentimes when I witness those of a military background, they are hyper alert to their external energies going on around them, rather than being keened into how they themselves feel based off the energies around them, right? How they themselves feel internally, rather than allowing all the energies externally to affect them. And that's not all military. That's a very, by no means, I love military training. But those that live in that constant state of fight or flight, always on the edge, are more apt to react rather than respond, right? And it is at this time, it is imperative for us to learn how to be at attention without needing to react, with simply responding. It is far more powerful to be in a situation and not react and take a breath, be present with who we are, how we're feeling in that moment, and respond. Give less power to the energies going on outside of you and more power to the energy that's going on inside of you. Yeah, so this card, right? Divine might foretold. It is the energy inside of you. Yeah. When we are within our own being, we are capable of handling all situations. Now, I as well, I am an emotionally based being and can easily get, caught off guard by my own emotions and the mental game that plays, right? Instead of accepting exactly who I am in that moment, rather than who I'm supposed to be. Yeah. I know for myself that's been a game throughout my life, right? The person who always wants to bring peace to every single situation and doesn't want people to be upset. I'm one of them. I don't know about you, but if you're one of them, then we tend to be a little bit more hyper-vigilant to the energies going on outside of us and thinking we're always supposed to control. It has been a lifelong lesson, a lifelong lesson to learn that it's not one, it's out of my control. Two, I abandon myself when I do that in any situation, rather than giving myself that internal power of just standing there and witnessing the uncomfortable, being okay with it, right? So, true fortitude. Ooh. So let's see what we have for our clarification today. What does our next card have to say? Ooh. And as I was shuffling, it told me to stop consistency. Right? Consistency. Isn't that the truth? So in order for us to stay within our being, we must be consistent with that level of presence. How do we do that? Personally, it's through my breath. Breathing in such a manner that I am fully conscious of the energy that I'm experiencing inside, right? Allowing myself to scan my internal being and be present with that. What is that experience that I'm having? And clear it in the moment, right? It's better to be present with ourselves in the moment and clear our emotional body as the experience is happening, right? So if you're in a situation and somebody has upset you, it is far more powerful for you to be in the present experience and communicate it in that moment. It's scary. Don't think it's not scary. I know a lot of people have a problem with confrontation. Oftentimes, most things won't turn into a confrontation when it is spoken with truth and love. And so, being present with how we feel inside of our being and communicating that. Yeah. So, consistently being present with ourselves, right? I love honoring the sun within you. Look at all that. I love it. In the image, he's holding the sun outside of him. Yet if you notice, oh, that's beautiful. This is the sun that is within the being, shining outwardly, simultaneously carrying the sun, holding it in its own hands, right? Realizing that the energy is within as well as outside of us all the time. And as I look here, I see the next card in line, and I'm just going to go with it because it's just so precious of dependability. see if you can see it. It's this beautiful image of two beings being present in love. Right? You know, we can look at this from so many ways. We do not need someone outside of us. What we need is the balance from within. Yeah. As I'm saying this, I'm seeing different variant medicines that I can offer you to help balance out the left and right hemispheres of the brain, and breathe to become present with oneself. So, yeah, that's what it's showing me at this time. That standing in our personal power, standing in our own divinity, and keeping it present and balanced so that we are capable of communicating in all moments, right? In all moments. And I think especially it's about being unattached to the outcome, right? So if we are holding on to what we believe is meant to happen rather than being open to how things are meant to unfold, right? Again, I know for myself, being that person who wants everyone to be happy and keeping a happy vibration and you know, I came from a family where I was very much trying to keep the peace all the time, right? Simply wanting everyone to experience love and healthy communication, you know, wanting that. It is something that I do my best to allow the mess now, right? Knowing that it doesn't have to be picture perfect and great all the time, that sometimes things need to get messy, right? Sometimes things need to get messy and get broken up from the foundation to create more understanding, right? Sometimes things need to be shook up and broken apart so that we can determine what's really there. I don't always like that. I want to be in the know. Just saying. I don't know about you, but I like the knowing. Yet life isn't about knowing, right? Life isn't about knowing. Life is about the creation and allowing. The allowing. You know, I love you. You set those intentions off into the universe, and we have to allow, right? We have to allow for it to unfold in front of us versus try to control the outcomes. And yeah. Truly being vulnerable. It's a vulnerability. It really, really is. So let's see. Do it again. I shuffled these cards up really good. Ooh, okay. As I'm shuffling, it tells me to stop. And we have clear your energy. Yeah, very much goes hand in hand with this card here for me. Right? It's referring to dependability. Yet there is no dependability if the energies are not cleared, right? And so as I was speaking of breaking things apart from the foundation, clearing things up, testing the waters, all things like that are necessary in order to make way for more space, right? Make way for more healing, whether that healing has to come from within you or somebody outside of you. It is imperative for us to be honest and in our integrity with ourselves. So I love it. Clearing one's energy. You know, I look here and it's just, this card is all energy. Let's see if I can get them to show you, right? The clearing of one's energy. Look at this. The many colors. clearing, right? Clearing through, allowing for flow. Allowing for flow. So important, so important. Good. Again, everything comes down to the breath. Everything comes down to the breath. One of my favorite phrases that I heard years ago is, the amount that you breathe is the amount that you live. Wow. How many of us breathe so shallow, right? We breathe really shallowly. We breathe either just the upper body or just the lower body or maybe just the side body. How many people, when they inhale, their shoulders rise up in order to gain more access? They're literally lifting their bones off of their lungs, right? The only way that they can get a breath is to move bones out of the way, rather than realize that the most powerful thing you can do is contain that area. So as you expand, internally expand like an inner balloon, there's a level of resistance, and there's meant to be. It's part of the detox process. There needs to be a level of resistance to the actual breath to help the body function properly. Yeah. A lot of people don't know this, but your diaphragm, right, the base of your ribs, is literally what sits below your heart. And if you're not using your diaphragm properly, and a lot of people don't, when you're not using your diaphragm properly, it actually weakens the heart muscle. Isn't that interesting? So lifting out of your chest is not just affecting the lungs or the capacity of your breath, it's actually weakening other organs. And so keeping things contained, being within our own being, it's very important. It's very, very important. And so let's see. All right, one more shuffle, I'm being told. One more shuffle. And what clarity do we require for all of this? Oof. Ooh. Dream time. Isn't that interesting? And I'm going to go with the next card only because it is love. Look at that. Looking at this card, I have consistently seen how there is a light and darkness in the love itself. Right? Notice how there is a light and then the shadow. And in this card of Dreamtime, it just seems like all these shadows. You can see the light in between as well. So there is something that we're going to be gathering and building from. Yeah. Oh. So what I'm seeing here is that it's not necessarily a time of moving forward per se, as much as it is a time of going inward. And so it is now the time to do more of this internal journey work and clearing up our spaces, to clear the shadows so that we can stand more in our power and strength as we move forward. Right now I feel like it is the calm before the storm. We've had multitudes of storms this year. And we've had big storms with lots of calms in between them. And right now I feel that's exactly where we are, is in the calm before the storm. And so what a time to, so many images coming through this card. It's just so powerful. Can we clean up the mess within ourselves so that when we stand in a vibration of love, we are standing in a vibration of love authentic to ourselves, one that acknowledges the light and the dark, right? One that allows us to be present with both aspects and love them anyway, right? The mess. We are all a mess. Let's just be honest here. I've not met one human being that doesn't have a mess going on. And when they behave in a manner as if they're perfect or don't have a mess, that's a big red flag, okay? Any human being who presents themselves in a perfect state always usually has the biggest mess to clean up. So allow yourself to get messy. Allow yourself to be present with the mess that's going on inside of you so that we can remove the blockages and clear things up. As we do that, there will be more space to hold love in, right? You know, that part of me that wants to fix every little thing, right? That's a shadow. That's something that I hid from myself. I thought I was being the perfect child. I thought I was being the perfect friend. I thought I was being the perfect partner, you know? I thought I was doing things to support others in their ways. And instead, I was denying myself. I was denying my authentic self, what it requires in order to be at peace in my own heart, be in a place of inner joy, always trying to take care of other people's stuff. And so I had to fall in love with that part of myself and make fun of it sometimes. And you know, when it shows up in different situations, I have to, you know, crack a little whip and tell it to calm down and not allow it to behave in that manner, because it's not serving other people. Just because I'm seeing people not enjoy themselves or argue or, you know, whatever the experience may be, just because I'm experiencing that experience doesn't mean I have to fix it, even though that part of me really wants everyone to be happy. It's my ego. It's my ego. How do I know that that mess isn't needed for other people to be happy? How dare I? How dare I? How dare I believe that I'm supposed to make everything picture perfect because that's how it's supposed to be? No, it's not. It's supposed to be messy. We do not know what love is until we know what love is not. Love is not meant to be controlled. Love is given. Love doesn't have to be taken or stolen or manipulated. It is simply given. And when we stand in our power, when we stand in this, God, look at how powerful. When we stand in our own personal power from the place of loving ourselves. then there's no need to fight or change anything outside of us. Right? And so what I would say is we're getting this message of dream time. You know, two things have come up for me with this. One, I invite you to set an intention at night. One, that you are protected in your dream time, right? That you are guarded in your dream time. Because it is very easy for people to step into your dream world that you wouldn't allow in your personal space on a regular basis. So know that. Know that there's a level of vulnerability in our sleep state. And so setting an intention before you go to rest that you are guarded and protected and that no one can harm you in that dream state. Some sort of intention of that nature is very important. And two, ask for insight. Ask for insight. Even if you wake up and don't remember your dream, your subconscious will absolutely take in the data that is needed for you, right? I can't tell you how many times I've woken up knowing I kind of had a dream, but had no memory of the dream, and then later on in the day have a conversation with someone and turn and go, oh my goodness, I had a dream about such and such, and maybe it had no relation to the moment that I was sharing with that person, but something that they said all of a sudden flashed something in my mind, making me realize that, oh my goodness, I had this crazy dream and this thing happened. And so know that it is with you, whether you're conscious of it or not. That's very, very powerful. And realizing that, you know, you can ask your guides to work on you in your dream state too. That's another very important thing. So that we're not doing this alone. How often I forget that too. How often I forget to ask of my guides to watch over me or support me. You know, too headstrong sometimes. Yeah, too headstrong sometimes. So remember that it is okay to ask for assistance. It is okay to ask for guidance. It is okay for us to, it's okay for us to get messy in life too. It's really okay with that. So what I am seeing here is that there's a need for a balance within our systems, and a way of also learning how to correct our breathing patterns. And so what I'm going to recommend is simply sit and breathe. And when you do, place one hand on your heart and one hand on your lower belly. And it's going to sound crazy, but 10. Make it easy on yourself, right? 10 focused breaths. Believe it or not, you're going to get to like number 3, number 5, and you're going to forget what you're doing and you're going to try to leave it. So, especially if you're not practiced. So 10 focused breaths. Simply give yourself permission to breathe and pay attention to each one of those breaths that go into your body and just witness it. Notice how it enters the body. Notice where your body expands. Notice the pattern. Just take note. Don't judge it, right? Simply notice. Are you breathing all upper body? Are you breathing all lower body? Are you getting breath into the two of them? Is there a full connection or is there a missing piece? Oftentimes people in their sternum or their solar plexus, they go from belly to upper chest, but there's this missing link in between the solar plexus area that they're not connected into. So simply notice, do the shoulders go up? Do you expand side to side? Are you getting a full 360 breath, or what level of limitation do you have? So start there and get through those 10 breaths. And then what I want you to do is get up and shake. Shake your whole entire body. Move things around, okay? Move things around. And then it's an interesting thing. I believe the study was called Brain Gym. And what you do is you do knees to elbows and you cross it over. So right knee touches left elbow and left elbow touches right knee. And so it's like you're marching in place and you're just crossing the body and touching the opposite knee to elbow, knee to elbow. And do that for 10 times each side, right? So left, right, 10 times each side. So almost like a count of 20 or 10 each side. And then again, breathe, shake that out. The next one you want to do is you want the leg behind you, and you're gonna bend the knee, right hand to left foot and left hand to right foot. You're gonna bend your left leg and try to touch your hand from behind. And so you're gonna do that 10 times on each side. So what we're looking to do is get the front and back part of the brain connected, as well as the left and right parts of the brain connected. And so you want to take your hand, touch behind your body, try to get your hand to touch your foot, and your hand to touch your foot, and your hand to touch your foot. Believe it or not, if you find this difficult or you are incapable of doing it, no judgment. Some of us have had major brain injuries. Some of us have not cared for ourselves well enough to be able to actually have that full capability, right? I had a major brain injury years ago that I was incapable of doing this move. It was quite an experience to realize I was like, if this was my foot and this was my hand, it was like this. They were nowhere near each other. My brain could not connect the 2 points. So it was practice. I had to keep practicing and practicing. So the other thing too is, if this is a struggle with your balance, feel free to face a wall, put one hand on the wall and connect the hand to foot, and then put the other hand on the wall and connect the hand to the foot. So you always have options. There's always ways. Don't tell yourself you can't do something just because you found a moment in time where there was a struggle, right? So just keep practicing and keep practicing. So again, start with the breath, notice where the breathing pattern is, and just see if you can change it. See if you can increase it, see if you can bring breath to areas that you weren't breathing. By the time you're done with 10 breaths, you will already have changed the breath pattern in your body if you are consciously focused on it, okay? And between everything you do, I want you to shake, completely shake the body. And there's a reason for it. It's kind of like a reset, right? Doing anything focused like that, the brain will start to take over, the ego will start to judge you. And so just giving yourself a good shake will clear that energy, right? So moving forward, so exciting. So exciting. I really do enjoy doing these reads. Thank you for allowing me to share this with you. I always want to share information with people. I have so much information to share, and I can get over-focused on what I believe you need to hear versus what is given to me to have you hear. And so in these readings, I feel like I am just allowing myself to channel and be present with what it is you need. And it just lights my heart up, so I thank you. What a beautiful gift. Just a beautiful gift. I'm just going to quickly flash these cards back through so you can see them. And I'm trying to bring them back to the order to which I had picked them. Did I put the... Maybe. We'll see. So we first and foremost have divine might foretold. We are mighty, mighty warriors, let me tell you. Consistency. Believing in who we are. Right? Consistently owning the light within us. Right? Balancing out, right? Being dependable for yourself. Wow, right? Being dependable for yourself. A balance from within. Allowing the dream state to work with you. Right? And I just love that we end on love. accepting the light, accepting the shadows. Truly, when you look into the eyes of this, I see so much. I see joy and pain and darkness and light. Can we love all aspects? Can we love all aspects? This is the medicine that is required as we move forward. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I look forward to next time. Thank you. Mwah. Peace out, tribe.